This is Heart Rhythm TV, and I'm Dan Aliesh, here to discuss the Mel Scheinman Foundation. It's really, a great time to learn about the work being done in this newly created foundation. And for that reason, I'm joined today by Dr. Mel Scheinman of UCSF and Dr. David Singh of Hawaii. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, first question I want to direct to you, Dr. Scheinman. Tell me about the overall mission of the Mel Scheinman Foundation.
The overall mission is to try to extend excellence in cardiac EP care to underserved people. And there is an experience which I'm sure David is going to describe where physicians went or are going to Cambodia and other countries in Asia and have had an incredible impact. And the goal of the mission is to translate this initial wonderful work to other countries. And I'm very excited about it. And I have a wonderful team that's actually doing the heavy lifting.
I think that's such a wonderful goal, and I think it really resonates, right? We had the African Heart Rhythm Congress here this HRS, and I think, David, you got a chance to attend that.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your impressions of that Congress.
Well, the most striking thing to me was how much of this work is actually being done that we don't know about, right? And so just the fact that people, both virtually and in person, were in the same room together, getting up and saying, hey, I go to, Cameroon and do work, EP work there, and it went on and on. That was the most striking thing. And I think one of the ways HRS can really help is just to serve as a clearinghouse so that people are more aware of some of the extraordinary efforts that are going on around the world. We're definitely not the only game in town, and it would be great to be able to partner so that we can leverage our resources more effectively.
Absolutely. And I think, it segues into my next question. So, what was the impetus for founding the foundation, right? What did you see out there and in making this decision?
About 10 years ago, I joined a group of medical missionaries that went to Cambodia, and it was just such a fulfilling experience for me. We actually worked in the cath lab. It was rather primitive at the time. There were no mapping systems. It was just a matter of looking at the screen and interpreting the electrograms. It was just the basics. And also we taught at the medical school and taught in the hospital, and the encouragement that we got from patients, from students, from residents was so warm and glowing, and so I thought this would be really a great way to extend this to other countries and my colleagues here in the U.S.
I think that the potential impact of global EP and, quite frankly, global health can be profound. And I think that, knowledge transcends borders, right? And so, I myself have participated in medical missions. I would say some of the most profound work of my career. So, I want to say that this is really incredible work you all are doing. Would you care to elaborate, what is the Mel Scheinman Foundation currently working on? What are the current projects?
I think it'd probably be best for David, who's really done the heavy lifting, to go through some of the specifics.
Sure, I'd be happy to. And to be clear, there's a big team of people that have made this possible, and our leadership group is really outstanding. We're currently in 3 countries. We work in partnership with a nonprofit called Madakari that has been doing work in Tanzania. And we were working closely with an EP in Tanzania to help get him further trained. He's the only EP for a country of about 50 million people. The other site that we have is Vietnam, which is a more recent addition. And the Cambodia experience was really sort of the prototype. And to be honest with you, we're actually probably in a position to start moving away from Cambodia because they're self-sufficient. And I think we've done our job if we have helped form collaborations where we're not needed anymore. When we started this work, and this predates me, when Sri Sundaram and Willie Cho started going there was no EP in Cambodia, a country of 14 million people. Now there are 10 EPs in Cambodia, and they're doing complex ablations and the rest. So our goal, as far as next steps, is to increase the volunteer pool. I'd like to see EP sort of as a community have this idea that we should be giving back to these parts of the world. So maybe everybody takes a week out of their year to go to one of these sites. Increasing that volunteer pool and then expanding to other parts of the world as well is a big goal.
I know Sri and really well.
Yeah.
They're my partners, and that's probably the first I've heard that you're saying, hey, we have a mature EP community in Cambodia. I mean, that truly is success. Yeah. So I want to take a moment and say, wow, that is incredible success. So David, future directions for the Mel Scheinman Foundation. Will you care to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think for us, it's how we scale this. One thing we really know is that it takes years to develop the relationships in each country. And each country is different. It's got its own culture, its own idiosyncrasies. So our goal is really to identify future sites. There are places like Mongolia where we may be interested in going, Laos, and really maybe pulling back from Cambodia. So the idea would be to expand to future sites and just continue the work. The other thing that we'd really like to do is use our foundation as sort of like a clearinghouse to showcase a lot of the other things that are going on. There are people that are doing this kind of work, like I said, all around the world. And to be able to just, if nothing else, just have a clearinghouse where people can go to if they want to get involved. So it's exciting times.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize one thing that I learned last night when we met, that after Pol Pot's murderous regime, there was only about a half dozen physicians in the whole country. It was all decimated, and this group of medical missionaries just did a wonderful job, and we're ready to take the next step.
Wow. So final question, how do people get involved with the work of the Mel Scheinman Foundation?
Well, we had a meeting here yesterday, and we were just overwhelmed by the response. We had maybe 60 or 70 people, and the warmth and the excitement about tackling these problems was really very, very nice. So we're looking forward to moving on to other countries, and my job is to facilitate the work of people like David and Suri and William Chog, and these guys are the real pioneers.
Well, I got to say, truly, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there are different ways to get involved. We're looking for volunteers who can come on these trips with us. Obviously, donating would be great, whether it's time or money. And everybody has different ideas and contacts within the industry, outside the industry. So helping us, putting us in touch with some of these people and bringing fresh ideas to the table is also really invaluable. We have a website that is not fully live, but it's the Melvin Scheinman Foundation.org. So I will be publishing that pretty soon. And in the meantime, people can contact me or Dr. Scheinman.
I want to take an opportunity to congratulate you on this great work. Truly inspirational. My mentor's mentor, Dr. Murati, trained me and all the things he said about your relationship. Really so inspired by what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning into Heart Rhythm TV.